All right, everyone. Now that we've kind of done core data and did it in two different ways, we're going to add the search bar to Todoey. But before we do that, one of the things that I pointed out in the last video is that some of these items are just really out of order. And it's because we don't have a sort descriptor here. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add in a sort descriptor, and from there we are going to be able to sort it based on something. So what we'll do is we'll actually do an ns sort descriptor, and we'll do a key path. So this is basically asking, what do you want to sort on? And we are going to sort on our item dot. We only have title or done, so let's do title for now, and ascending true if you want it basically in alphabetical order. If you want it in, if you put false, it's going to be in reverse alphabetical order, right? So we'll go ahead and sort by this, and you'll see that now that I've added this piece in here, these all are now sorted basically in alphabetical order. So 1 comes first, then 10 because of 1, 0, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? So that's what our Todoey app will look like. And so let's go ahead and run it, and let's see what data I have in there. And again, when we're fetching a request, now I'm asking it to come back in alphabetical order. So I have anteater, bird, cat, dog, monkey, rabbit, zebra. That's the I basically added some new animals in here, and this is kind of the order. So let me add another item. We're going to call it anteater, bird, cat, dog, monkey, zebra. I'm trying to think of an animal that starts with any other letter. So elephant, and I'll add the elephant in the proper order. All right. So that's one way to kind of keep this list a little bit cleaner. But probably in your to-do list, which is this is what this is for, probably makes more sense to sort it basically on the date you added it. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop this, and we're going to go ahead, and in this we are going to go into our data model, and we're going to add a new attribute, and we're going to call it date added. And this is going to be of type date. All right. Right now I'm going to leave it optional because there, as you know, there's already data in there, my bunch of animals. And if I uncheck this and make it required, when I run it, it will probably crash because it's looking for a date that is a not optional, but there are nils in that column. So let's see what it looks like when we do this. All right. So we still have everything working. It's still sorted in alphabetical order because I didn't change that. But what we can do is if we want to delete all the data in here and kind of start fresh, in the simulator, well, there's two ways. One, you could browse to the library, browse to the right path, eventually get to your SQLite database and delete the SQLite database to start fresh. There's also a way to kind of erase all contents and settings. So when I do this and I erase all contents and settings, this device will be erased to its original state, and in theory the core data should be removed. So let's go ahead and erase this. I'll crash out because I terminated that that simulator. So let's go ahead and stop this Todoey again, and let's go back into our list view, and let's go ahead and start adding in a few things. So we just added that date added. And so when we add a new item, we are going to want to do new item dot date added is equal to date, and we're going to make it today's date. Okay, and then also in our persistence to kind of update this list over here, oops, date, and then in this persistence over here, when we're looping through this thing, we should also add this new item. We should also add this new item date added. And okay, so I named it data added, so that's not great. So let's go ahead and rename it correctly. So I misspelled this, so date added, which is why it was complaining. So let's go ahead and make this date added. Let's see if it updated fast enough. Probably, nope, not yet. So let me just go ahead and build this so that the new definitions are rebuilt. And this has obviously no item that's date added anymore. Let's rebuild this. All right, build succeeded. That's good enough. And we'll go back here, and we will go back to our persistence. I'm going to do new item dot date added. There you go. And we're going to make it today's date. All right. Today's date and time. So now if we go back to our to-do list and we reload this preview, hopefully it loads. Again, my computer has been giving me some issues. We should see that this will go ahead and sort the items in the order they're added. But next up, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, since I've cleared out the data, I've added this new column, and I've also said that we do have to put in the date added as a new item. And just make sure that I can see it by deleting some of this, and then date added. Yep, just making sure I can see it. And then we'll go ahead and up here, instead of sorting it by item.title, we're going to sort it by item dot, you guessed it, date added. All right. So as this refreshes, let's see if it actually does it correctly, and sort it from 1 to 10, and move the checkboxes. So the 1, 2, 3, and 7 are checked, and we'll see if that actually the state remains checked once this. Oh, it won't remain checked because I did a random boolean. So the order will be the same, but the checkboxes will be very random. Let's go ahead and run this. All right, let's go ahead and start adding some items. So as you recall, I went in here and I erased all contents and settings. So let's go ahead and do my animal list again. So we'll do a cat, do a dog, ants. Should be not at the very top, right? This should be at the very bottom. Yep. Camel, tiger, lion. All right. So it looks like it's adding in the proper order. If I check some of these boxes, camel and tiger, I finished feeding them. Go back here, fire up the Todoey app again. Camel and tiger is still checked. List stays in the same order. So that's really all it takes to kind of sort our list, to kind of make it a little bit better. And now what I'm going to do also is just put these things in a couple directories as we get a little bit more into more complicated stuff than Swift. And so, I know some people like the MVC, some people like the MVVM model, view model. I try to just group things so they make sense, right? Again, this is kind of personal preference and the way your organization may work. So I like to just put all my views in one place because the views do have a lot of mixtures with other things, and then anything that relates to data, I kind of want to put into a like a data section, like a data model section. And there you go. So just a little bit easier for me to read later on. Again, a lot of this will depend on who you're working with, what's easiest for you, and what your organization may have as their idea of a great thing to do in terms of organization and readability. So let's go back real quick to this to-do and see what is going on here. And so now you see our list is sorted, items 1 through 10, random checkboxes, and then everything else is sorted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here. I will also check this particular piece in. Next video, I'll do the search bar for Todoey. Again, one thing to just note here is make sure, if you do use Git, commit early, commit often. It doesn't hurt. You can always go back if you make a mistake. So what I'm going to do here is date added to item, data model, and sorted. All right, because I want to make sure that at this point this is a working version of my program, and I don't want to lose it for any reason. And so we'll just do I'll update this. So 8 will be just sorting by date added, and this is now done. And the next one we'll do the search bar and filtering on core data information that we get back, so that our list reflects our sort. All right. Thanks, everyone.